So which introduction to car talks do you prefer? Do you think it's more engaging? Welcome to Car Talks. My name's Adam, and I'm here to teach you about stuff and to just talk about my day. I'm really excited to show you some things. Or, welcome to Car Talks. My name is Adam. I'm excited to show you some things, and we're going to talk about some things. Obviously, it's the first one. Why? Because it shows enthusiasm. This Car Talks, I want to talk about using enthusiasm in your communication and presenting. So for the backstory of why I chose this topic today is because I am the founder of TechStips. We're a small startup that brings in different IT professionals, developers, technology professionals of all kinds, and then coaches, mentors, and trains people to do training courses, snips, little videos, things like that, screencasts, and just generally how to present themselves better in a manner that students can understand and people watching their videos can understand and make them their presentations more engaging. As part of that, myself and my VP of content, Anthony Howe, we've learned a ton over the past, it's almost been 8 months now of doing this, and I've noticed a lot of trends that I wanted to talk about. So the first one is lack of enthusiasm. That's the big thing I want to talk about today, because it seems like tech professionals, a lot of us are, left brain, introverted, kind of quiet. We really don't speak our mind and be, really authoritative a lot. And we tend to just kind of stay monotone, stick to exactly what we need to do, nothing more. And to make content engaging or exciting would be just kind of I don't really need to do that. I am that too. The ways that I can talk about this is I'm exactly like this. And to be honest with you, just talking like this, just kind of talking up and figuring out how to come outside of my comfort zone a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I started these Car Talks, because I'm forcing myself to sort of show more enthusiasm that I would normally have, with the face gestures and the hand signals, hand signs, and everything like that. I'm typically pretty subdued in a lot of the things in my normal life, and this is an opportunity for me to practice. That's one of the reasons why I think TechStips is so good for a lot of people, because it gives them an opportunity to practice and to get feedback from myself and other people, other contributors in that community. But there's a few tips that I want to mention, to tell people about that, to TechStips contributors now, or maybe people that will be in the future, or really just anybody that's wanting to communicate with more enthusiasm and to be more engaging, so people will actually understand and hear what you're talking about. The first one is you're going to feel on a screencast when there's nobody around, you're going to feel really stupid talking like this. You're going to feel like, I could be really crazy, like, this is an awesome episode of Car Talks, everybody. I'm really excited about this. You have to stay your own personal, you have to keep the message personal, but yet you have to kind of up at the enthusiasm a little bit. So you can't be overly over the top, this extroverted, sales guy or something that I am completely not. You come across as fake, and you come across as, oh, he's definitely not really like that. But you want to keep it as personal as you can, but kind of take it up a notch or two in the enthusiasm level, because if you do, it becomes much more engaging and still realistic, and still you don't sound fake, like you're just, adding on the fake layer of enthusiasm just because you just sound stupid. And another one is, you will feel stupid at first. It's just practice of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Find every opportunity to talk like this, because eventually what you'll find is once you come to a certain routine, you won't talk like this all the time. Like I'm talking now, normally my conversation level is like this. I sort of, I talk like this. I'm pretty monotone when I'm generally giving a conversation or talking to somebody. But, when I'm doing a car talks, this is where I kind of take it up a notch, and it kind of engages you. It kind of grabs people's attention a little bit better. But yet, I don't feel like I sound fake. So keep it personal is the first tip, but take it up a notch or two and try to be engaging. Second tip. The second tip is to practice, like I'm doing here. Find every opportunity you can to talk, to just bring up the notch and be more engaging and enthusiastic. I use car talks as an example, as a way to practice. A lot of people are using tech snips, the videos. Just you put your videos on YouTube, do training courses, do user group presentations, get feedback from other people. Ask them, how engaging was I? Was it entertaining? Was it exciting? Did you learn a lot? What did you make it fun to learn? That's another big one. That the third tip is try to make it fun for the other person to get what you're to understand what you're talking about, to learn more about what you're trying to teach them. Because if you make learning more engaging and fun, then you will be a lot more. You'll get your message across, and you'll be a lot more popular in terms of somebody that's a really an expert. He knows everything there is to know about a topic, and he can answer any questions that you have. But he's talking like this, and he really I'm an expert in whatever I do. I can do anything. I am much smarter than you. So this is not the way to talk if you want to be a great author, a great presenter, a great communicator. Another one is to, just like I just mentioned, not act like you're smarter than the other person. You can be enthusiastic, but you cannot be enthusiastic to the point to where, like, I am so enthusiastic because I am awesome. You can't come across as cocky. You need to come across as authoritative and confident, but you don't need to come across as cocky, like I know everything and you don't. Let me give you an example. So let's say that I'm trying to teach somebody about, how to create a text file in Windows. Okay, so to create a text file, I right-click on the desktop, and then I create, say, new text file. All right, so let's say I'm going from the cocky point of view. So create a text file. All you do is just right-click on the desktop here and then click new text file. It's pretty easy. And also another one is, obviously, using the word obviously. Well, it's just completely obvious. If it's obvious, then you're stupid if you're not getting it. So, obviously you right-click on the desktop and you just click new text file. Just as another word. Just you do this, or obviously you do this. Versus, to create a text file in Windows, first we need to find the desktop. To do that, blah, 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 blah. Then you right-click on the desktop, and what you'll see is a menu that comes up. Once the menu comes up, then you just click on a new text document or new text file, and you'll see that a new text file is created. So you still use the same level of enthusiasm and the same level of vigor, I guess you can say, but you don't sound like you're using that enthusiasm or whatever to sound like you're egotistical or cocky, because it sounds terrible. So those are a few tips that I provided to you today. There's all kinds of other ones, and we have I need to share in a blog post or something some of the review requirements and guidelines that we have for text tips. But this is the one thing, the biggest problem that I've seen with people in the IT space is just, we need to take a page from sales and marketing, because a lot of us, nearly every single one of us that I've seen that their first audition come across is nobody has the kind of enthusiasm that they need to have. Nearly everybody, 95% of the people are just extremely boring. They don't. You just fall asleep, and you just do not want to. Even if the content is the most interesting content in the world to you, you just want to fall asleep and just click off and do something else, because they're not engaging, they're not entertaining, they're not. They don't inject little quips, little jokes, kind of go off script. Sometimes they all sound robotic and sound like they're just reading from a script. And to click on the desktop, first you do this, then you do this, and then I'm reading from a script and I sound really robotic. We all need to just loosen up a little bit and just, have a drink or something before you do a screencast or a talk, or or talking with a bunch of people, communicating with people. Just loosen up a little bit, and it's going to take some practice if you're not that kind of mentality. But I assure you, if you continue to practice, continue to get feedback, continue to get better at this, you'll learn that it's not quite as hard as what it may seem.